Let's make dinner together. So after work today, I stopped by the market to get some things for dinner. First up was tomatoes. I bought it for 1,500 naira. Then crayfish for 200 naira and goat meat for 2,000. But hold on, no. When the man gave me the meat, it was looking suspiciously plenty for 2,000. You know that kind of plenty that will make you pause and start asking yourself, I hope this meat is okay because I don't understand. Bought some coconuts and finally got one custard of rice for 5,000 naira. When I got home and started washing the meat, that was when I realized exactly what I had got myself into. The meat was bad. No wonder the man sold it that cheap. At that point, it was already too late straight away, and food must be cooked. So I decided to manage it. Maybe, just maybe, if I steam it well, it will behave itself. I seasoned the meat with some spices, onions, fresh pepper, seasoning cubes, and salt. Then added water and left it on the stove to boil. While that was happening, I prepped my tomatoes for blending. And let me just say this: these market people can be so sneaky. They always put the fresh looking tomatoes on top and hide the bad ones under. I almost cried when I reached the bottom of the bowl. I mean, most of the tomatoes were so soft and annoying. Anyways, I brought out my blender and as I was about to use it, I almost dropped it. I would have fainted that minute though because waiting be that. I managed to blend my tomatoes with a little water. I checked back on the meat. The water had dried, but the meat was still hard like rock. I moved it to the second burner to continue boiling while I placed another pot on the fire to start preparing the stew. I poured in some vegetable oil, added my tomato paste, fried it for a bit, then introduced the blended fresh tomatoes. The aroma that started coming out in, I stirred everything and covered the pot to let it boil while checking on my meat again. It was soft at last, so I turned off the gas and returned to the stew. Once I checked back on the stew, by this time the stew had thickened so nicely, so I poured in the cooked goat meat, gave it a good stir, and covered it to simmer. On the side, I started selecting my crayfish, blended it together with a little fresh pepper and onions using my manual grinder because this my small grinder never fails me. I was so scared of using this my hand grinder to blend onions because in my head I thought it was going to spoil, but at the end of the day it did not spoil and everything came out well. I added that crayfish, onions, and pepper mixture into the stew, added some extra seasoning cubes, stew spices, and a bit of salt to taste. I stirred everything in and covered the stew to continue boiling. While I let all the ingredients to marry themselves inside the pot, I started cleaning up the kitchen because honestly the stew had splashed everywhere. My stove, my walls, even my clothes got the share. But after cleaning up and checking back on the pot, my stew was finally ready. I made rice on the second burner and in no time it was ready. So I dished it out with my white rice and sat down to enjoy myself. To be honest, I wanted to sit on the floor to eat this food because the mood this evening deserved me eating on the floor, but I have to eat on the table. Make una no call me village girl, even though I know say I be village girl sha.